Hello, everyone. Welcome. So glad that you're here. So we are doing this is my canvas that I'm doing for weekend retreat. If happy to see everyone here. If you're watching this on the replay, thank you so much. But anyway, welcome to the live. Good morning, Margie. How are you? Sorry, my voice is a little bit rough today. Last night, trying to cook, and one of the easiest things in the world to cook, I was making manwich. Good morning, Granny. But I was making manwich, and I managed, after I cooked the hamburger meat, I opened up the can, put the sauce in there, but there was still a little bit in the bottom of the can. So I was trying to open the can a little bit more so I could pour it in there, and I sliced my thumb. And then on top of that, after I'd finished cooking the hamburger meat, I'd taken a piece of the hamburger meat and ate it. Well, I sliced my thumb, I took in a deep breath, and that went down the wrong way. So I was coughing for like an hour, and it still feels scratchy this morning. So I'm sorry about my voice and everything. So, what is everyone up to? Um, I'm working on my weekend retreat. Let me turn off this light so you can see it a little bit better. It's not one of my favorite canvases, but it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not one of my favorite ones. This is one of the ones that Lexi gave me that I'm trying to do one of those at least each month. So this is one of them. Morning, Beth. How are you? And so this little hummingbird, it's cute. I think they could have done a little better with the blending though. I'm using my new, if I can get it in the camera here, Diamond Art Club pen, and I'm also using the Benote one that I unboxed. I'm switching back and forth between the two of them. I had to put me a little cushion on, let me switch this around. I had to put a little cushion on the Benote pen, which I hated to do because it covered up the window. But it has improved this pen a lot just having that on there. Hi, Pauline. How are you? Wow, the UK. So happy to have you here. I'm getting people from all over the world. Morning, Melanie. But anyway, I am really liking the Diamond Art Club pen. I'm going to switch it back around. I'm really, really liking this Diamond Art Club pen, especially. I will work with this for a while, and whenever it quits the popping noise, I'll switch to my other pen and work with it for a little bit. But I think what I'm going to do is after the wax runs out of this one, I'm going to put some putty in here and try to compare these. And then after that, once my Diamond Art Club pen is empty, I'm I think it was you, Margie, that said somebody. You are. I think it was you, Margie, that said that somebody, one of the other creators, showed to where you could put wax in the Diamond Art Club pins. So I think after I do the comparison with the putties, I'm going to turn around and do it with the wax. I do have another one of these pins on the way. I made one more Diamond Art Club order. So, and I made sure that the ones that I got had the new toolkit in it. Hopefully what they advertise on there is the way that it works. I have never actually done the fairy dust drills, but I have a couple of paintings with them. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a try. I haven't watched her in a while. I used to watch her videos all the time, but I just kind of veered away for a moment. I've got so many videos, people that I watch, that I lose track of some of the other ones from before. Got my trays. Love these trays. This is one without a sticker on it. So what I figured that we would do today is, as I come across some of these, I'm not going to do all of them, but these are the stickers that I got in my Temu order. So I got 2 packages of the gnomes, so I'm going to put one of those back in here. Let's see, which ones do we want to look at? I want to say these 2 are the same as well. So, let's see. I'm not sure what these are. Okay. We'll look at the rest of these later. We may not even get through all these. That's okay, though. I'll have some to look at later. She used to do really good tutorials, and I really want to get started back on my cross stitch conversion one, but I didn't like the way it was looking with the canvas that I had. So now I've got to I'm just going to order the drills for it to do that. And I think she had a cross stitch conversion tutorial, how she did it and all that I'd watched before. But I got my little, let's see if I can zoom this in a little bit more for this. If I can get my mouse working. Okay, maybe y'all can see these a little bit better. Yeah, I've got 3 now with fairy dust drills. I just haven't done them yet. Got my little gnome. I'm trying to get it to where y'all can see it. These little gnomes are so cute. It has 2 just like that. I guess there's 2 of each of them. We'll just go through this one package, and then I'm going to put one of these gnomes on the lid of my tray, since these didn't come with butterflies on them. Look at that. I love these little gnomes. One with a daisy. It I agree it can. That's why whenever I do really start one, I'm going to take my time with it. It'll probably take me over a year to get it done. I think I showed I just can't get these in the screen like I want to. Okay, we won't go through all these today. I wanted to put some of these on my trays for the ones that I ordered without the butterfly on there because they were like $3 cheaper for a 4-pack. And you can get these. There's more than, okay. A lot of these other ones are the same ones. There's more than 2 of the same ones. This one would be a good one for this tray. Look at that. It's got butterflies on it. I'm going to save that one for there. We've already seen those. That one's really cute. Yeah, we'll just go through this one for now. I mean, there's a lot of duplicates in this one. Okay. I do like that one, though. We'll show that one, and then we'll look at some of the other ones later. I really want to do one, but I've got to figure out where to order the blank canvases are. What do you mean, Melanie? I'm an influencer. But I've got to figure out where to get the blank canvases from to get the size of one that I would need to be able to do it. Okay, we are going to go ahead and put this little gnome on here with the butterflies really, really quick. If I can manage to do it with my band-aid on my thumb. I can't believe I did. Oops. There was 2 of them right there. No wonder I couldn't get that off. But there we go. Now we got a decoration on our lid for this one. We got a little gnome. I'm going to have stickers on all of mine. I'm always telling my daughter, if you don't like it, put a sticker on it. But I absolutely love these trays, especially whenever I take them with me. I hope you enjoy it. I have to have my light pads on 90% of my stuff. I do like those little mini paintings. Where's that? I got to get this bed behind me cleaned off because it's driving me crazy. But let me show. While I was up at the hospital visiting my mom on Thursday, she is back in the hospital because of her blood pressure. She does have another UTI, but it's not a blood infection this time. But while I was up there, I was working on my little mini paintings from Temu, the little mandalas. I love working on these to go. And they're not much, they're just cute little ones. Um, but I will tell you whenever I do a completion on these, there's going to be 2 of them missing. And that and the reason that there's going to be 2 of them missing is because my mom decided that she was going to give them away. She decided that she wanted her nurses to have them. So that's fine. She gave away 2 of my little. I don't know if I'm on there or not, but I was lost track of my thoughts again. Oh, my mom. But she asked me, "Can I see a couple of your little paintings?" And I was like, "Sure." So I handed them to her. And she's like, and she just handed one of them right to the nurse and said, "This is for you." It's like, okay. And I mouthed her it was fine. She could have it. Morning, Wendy. How are you doing? But anyway, so she gave away 2 of my little mini paintings, but I've got more coming in. I've actually got some of the mini paintings from Temu, and I've got one of the mini painting sets from Diamond Art Club. Although, I wasn't sure if I was going to get the ones from Diamond Art Club because I wasn't really that impressed with the ones that they had. But I figured that was the cheapest thing to buy to get another toolkit. So I went ahead and got those, and I'm going to try out their little mini paintings compared to the Temu ones. And I like the designs of my Temu ones that I've got ordered a lot better. But other than cutting my finger last night, Wendy, while I was cooking and choking on hamburger meat, I'm doing pretty good. My throat is still a little bit scratchy from all the coughing whenever the little piece of hamburger meat went down the wrong pipe. But I am doing pretty good. Okay, I missed something here. Oh, talking about the cross stitch conversion. I have actually bought the cross stitch pattern from Creatively Stitching for Belle. So I want to do that one as a cross stitch conversion, but I've got to get the canvas the right size for it. And then I've got to order all the drills for it. I know I I was coughing all through dinner. My food was cold by the time that I ended up actually eating my dinner last night. I've heard that they have increased the prices going, especially to the ones that are not in the United States. And I don't order from DAC that often. I have here recently. I've got to go back on my no buy for a while because I spent way too much money this month. But I am so happy. I've got my trays, I've got the paintings that I wanted. So, but I still plan on getting more of these trays, but I'm going to slow down on that too. I'm going to order them like one package at a time. So, where did I go? I was working on the E's. Good thing about these trays, if you forget which color you're working on, you just have to look at the tray. But yeah, I'm doing some bird watching on my weekend retreat. I've I have never had that happen. I've been lucky and not had anything like that happen, but I bet that that was scary. Ouch, that is a lot of money for a DAC. Normally, whenever I get an order, my whole order is right around that price. Because and that's for two canvases, not one at least. I try to always use a discount code whenever I order from them. This last order that I had, I didn't realize I had $50 in points. So I went ahead and used those up, especially since they expire now, I believe. I've been seeing a lot of have to haves here lately that I had to have. I've got two more orders on Amazon coming in, or not Amazon, Temu coming in. And those have mainly those little mini paintings in them because I ordered probably 5 more sets of those. And then I've got one more order on Diamond Art Club coming in. And that was one painting. I did find a purple unicorn on there that I had to have. That is true. I all and if I don't have enough to get the free shipping, I normally add something. At least it would have costed the same price as the shipping, so I'm not really saving anything, but I'm getting an extra product. But after I ordered all this stuff, they got that woodland panorama, I think is the name of it, back in on DAC, or not DAC, on Dreamer Designs. And now that I've spent all this stuff on the other stuff, I can't go and get it yet. So hopefully, whenever I get the extra money, it will be there again. That, ouch, you could buy the regular ones for that price. I could not do that. But I've never, me myself, I've never really cared for the EWKs. And I think it's mainly because of the clasp. It's just harder for me to open them. I want to say it's like $10 to $15 for shipping. I'm not really sure. I think last time I had to pay shipping, it was 10 something. But I haven't paid for shipping in a long time. Oops, I almost put those away before I was done with them. Do any of y'all ever remember The Simple Life that was on TV about 20 years ago? It had Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie. That TV series for The Simple Life was actually recorded in the town that I live in, and then also the next town over. Well, apparently this weekend or this week they were back in town for something. I don't know if it was for a 20-year reunion or what. I don't know if they have plans for something coming up. But I thought that that was actually pretty neat. I remember the TV show and them recording it whenever I was younger. It was 20 years ago, so I was like 26 years old. But yeah, that my brother actually saw them in town this week. Thought that was pretty cool. I remember that show. I know a lot of it was pretty much staged, but we are a tiny, tiny town. Not as small as it used to be, but I live in a very small town. We don't even have a Walmart supercenter. We do have a Walmart, but not a Walmart supercenter. That is crazy. Yeah, I used to buy way, way, way too much from DAC. But I've slowed down entirely until they put out these new pens that I've been wanting to use. And the new toolkits, I really like the trays that they have as well. They're like double the size of their other trays, and they've got the higher walls on them. They've got the funnels. If if these weren't the type that I figure they would get stuck whenever I put them in a box, these would be good for taking with me as well. But I really like their new toolkits. I know a lot of people don't, but I'm very happy with mine. Okay, we're going to switch over to this pen. I keep switching back and forth between these two pens. You know, around Black Friday, I never really have the money to do the Black Friday sale for that because I have to I'm spending all the Christmas money. Oh, oops. I spilled some drills. Not very many, but let's see. Only about 5 drills. I'm okay. That one doesn't even, I don't know where that one goes. Okay. That's what I did on my second order. If you go on their website and you look at the description of what's in the box on the painting, it'll tell you which ones come with the new toolkit, because it'll list the tray, the pen, the putty, all that. And I didn't know that whenever I ordered the last one that I ordered. I was just lucky that I got the new toolkit on that. I think all the mini ones with the mini diamond painting kits, I think they all have the new toolkits in them. But I'm really happy with this. I heard that somebody say that they put the alien putty in these. I've never tried that. But I've never tried the alien putty, but they said that that worked in these pens as well. So I'm assuming that you can put pretty much any type of putty in these. I have seen that, Beth. It is a really, really pretty painting. I've been wanting that, now I can't even think, the woodland panoramic, I think it's the name of it. I've been wanting that one for a while. And whenever I was finally going to order it, Granny had called me about the sale that was going on, and I went to order it, and it was gone. It was no longer in stock. And then they got it back in stock this time, and I've already spent my allowance for the month. I know. She's got me on a few things. I've got that book. I will at least be reading the Jane Eyre with you. Beth, I've got that book all ready to go for next month. It is next month, isn't it? But yeah, this week and then yesterday, apparently I plugged in, was it yesterday or the day before? Luckily, I had enough charge on my car. I don't know what happened, but I plugged it in the day before and my car did not charge. And that day was terrible between that day and yesterday with the cooking. I will definitely be trying to do as much of that as I can. I got to catch up on your videos though. I'll probably do that this weekend at work. My grandkids actually start back to school on Monday. I cannot wait. Then I will just have Remy here. Unless Courtney can get her in like a daycare or a preschool. I think they have a pre-K one that she's going to try to get her back into. Did all of the kids start back this week to school where you live at, Beth? But my throat is still scratchy from that. And something about these clear trays, sometimes if you set them on the canvas, they're a little hard to read. To see. So what I do is I set them on one of the silicone mats and it puts a color underneath them. All of my grandkids start back on Monday. So I know the teachers aren't happy about school starting back, but I am very happy about it. And it's not because I don't love my grandkids, I do. They just like to eat me out of house and home. I think my grocery bill during the summer doubles. And then, what was it? Yep, mine too. I think that Aiden is actually looking forward to school starting back. And with Remy, it's a lot easier to take one kid with me when door dashing than it is to be taking 3 of them with me. I don't know if I could do that. Um, I don't know if I could do the online for my grandkids and keep them interested in it. And I cannot walk and chew gum at the same time today. Where did I get that I needed to put those down on R's and not E's? Oh well, those two are going to stay there. I'm not going to move them. They went to open house on Friday. So they're all excited about that. My Axel, he is in a special classroom. I don't remember what it's called, but he has a little bit of an issue trying to get along with other kids and stuff. So they have put him, he was in this class last year too, and it really helped him because it gives him a lot of individual attention. So he'll be in that classroom again next year or this year, and then next year they're gonna try to get him ready for a regular classroom the following year. I can understand that. Um, I haven't really had a whole lot of problems with the schools here where we live at, but there was only one teacher that we had a problem with. And our son had this teacher. And it wasn't just our kids that were having problems, it was a lot of kids. If it would have just been him telling me something, I wouldn't have been this way. But whenever our daughter got that same teacher in that same grade, we had her move to a different classroom just because of that experience. But that was the only time that we had any issues. And they did fine in the school district and everything else. Sometimes that happens, but haven't had any problems. Most of the teachers in that school are wonderful. But what was it? And the only other thing that had happened, and this was partially Andrew's fault. And I will say it was Andrew's fault. But he was just recently diagnosed, or he had been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes 2 years before that. And I believe it was his first year in high school instead of junior high. And whenever he was at lunch, he had forgot to put in his Blue Loop information, which is this app that would tell us what his blood sugar was running, how many units of insulin he gave himself. This was before he had the pump. I completely understand that, Beth. But it was before he had his pump, and he took out his phone. He took out his phone to put in his Blue Loop information. Well, he didn't tell the teacher what he was doing, that he was actually going in there to put in the information to send it to us, because whenever he wouldn't put it in, I would start getting worried. It was all new to us. So anyway, the teacher took his phone. Understandable, but he could have told her the reason that he had it out doing that, and took it and it went up to the office. Well, after that class, he called me and told me that the teacher took his phone, and I went up there. I had them to give him his phone back, but it was partially his fault because he didn't think that they would believe him on what he was doing. So I was a little angry at that, but I was a little upset too because I was worried. But they never took his phone away, and I told him, you've got to always tell them what you're doing with that. But that being said, he rarely used his phone for stuff like that anyway. He would get more trouble for reading books in class than he would using his phone in class most times. And I want to say it was a substitute teacher that day, but I can't remember. But yeah, if he would have just told them what he was putting in, the information that he was putting in, so that we would have the information, it would have been, I don't think it would have went to that point, because my kids definitely are not perfect. Lexi at one point got in trouble for doing cartwheels in the classroom whenever she was in like the 3rd grade. True. I'm almost certain that this was a substitute teacher that day. And I know the things that we put substitutes through whenever I was in school. So I completely understand that this substitute was trying to be stricter just to keep control. I completely understand that. And like I said, most of the time I had absolutely no issues whatsoever with our schools. In fact, 2 of my kids went through the K1 program. It was like in between kindergarten and 1st grade, because they weren't quite ready. But they did really well after that. Yeah, whenever he was first diagnosed with diabetes, the school was a great help with that. They were very understanding. He went up to the office and for the first, I want to say it was 2 or 3 months, Andrew would freeze up trying to give himself his own shots. And so the nurse would help him, would give him the shots while he was at school, help him figure out what he needed to take for his insulin, because they were absolutely wonderful with that. Yeah, where we live, the school district isn't real small, but it's not a huge school at all. It's gotten a lot bigger in the last 20 years since I've been there, but no, I was very happy with the way that they did with his diabetes diagnosis, and because the diabetes was a shock even at that point. It took us by storm. And you don't realize until it happens how much it costs whenever your child is first diagnosed with diabetes. Because whenever we went to fill, he had just gotten out of the hospital, and we went to fill his prescriptions. And our bill at the pharmacy was over $300 after insurance. And it was just a shock that it was that much. But I do too. I would hate it if that happened, Margie. But yeah, it's a sticker shock whenever it comes to stuff like that. His pump, whenever we finally got him on his pump, the insurance considered his pump medical equipment. So they didn't pay for any of his pump. Whenever we finally got that, and that was $5,000 just for his pump, his insulin pump. The only good thing about that, though, is it went towards his deductible. And then, since it went towards his deductible, for the rest of that year, we didn't have to pay for his insulin. Because after so much, after you meet the deductible with the insurance that we had, you didn't have to pay. If you paid so much, it would cover 100% of their prescriptions. So it all worked out. It is ridiculous. And if anybody's kid has diabetes, I would very much recommend trying to get a pump, the insulin pump, because it can control their blood sugar so much better. And if they can afford the glucose monitors as well, that is even better, because they only have to stick themselves like once a day instead of 4 or 5 times a day. And his blood sugars, whenever we switched, his A1C went down tremendously. So it's a very big deal for how much diabetics spend for that. But yeah. I'm sorry, I'm starting to lose my voice again. But so, what is everybody working on for your weekend retreat? I'm doing some bird watching, waiting on my cottage to get started. Oh, that was another thing I was going to show y'all real quick. I'll be right back. Hopefully that's not going to hurt that. Okay, I wanted to show you this real quick. Let me try to zoom it out a little bit so you can actually see. Okay, so this is my progress on the American Eagle truck. I absolutely love the way that this one's turning out. I can't wait to finish this one. It's so pretty. Absolutely love it. Hopefully, I'm going to lay that right down there and hopefully I don't forget it's there and roll over it. You zoom this back in. Y'all don't want to see my messy desk to the side. Now I can't get this set back to where it was at. Oh well. Just ignore this over here. I've got a bunch of stuff just laying there. I cannot wait to see how your steampunk cat turns out. I can't wait to start mine. Me too. I specifically started on the other side of the canvas just so I could save that wolf for the last part of it. So after I finish the line that I'm on now going up, I'm going to start on the other side and leave the strip with the wolf in it for the last part. I cannot wait to see the way that turns out altogether. Something was just really pulling me towards that painting. I have faith that you can finish it, Beth. Thank you so much for stopping by, Wendy. I'm fixing to have to leave to get ready for work anyway. So we got just a few minutes left, but I have really enjoyed this. I hope everyone has a good weekend. I get to go to work and we have fully switched over to Atlas this week at work, so it's going to take some getting used to. No more tie-high sheets. ABs and what? In the American Eagle? If you're asking about the American Eagle, there is not any ABs in that one. It looks really good even without them. but it does not have any ABs in it. And I love the way it's turning out so far. I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do with that painting. I'll probably hang it up for a little while, but after that, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. Anyway, so I have to go to work, go get ready for work. I have to be there at noon. And I will see everyone next time. Hope you enjoyed the coffee chat and WIP today. This hour always goes by so quick. So everyone take care, and I will see you next week. Bye.